everyone, Mike from LA1 here. Gonna talk the NASCAR news here. Yeah, I know, you guys are probably getting tired of the NASCAR news. But be honest, we just experienced some major news regarding here. First of all, it was announced, it was confirmed by sources that Geico, aka Germain Racing's only primary sponsor, will not be renewing, but they'll remain with NASCAR as a title sponsor. And Germain will be joining Levine Family Racing as a possible stalemate. I know, this really sucks, and I feel sorry for Ty, but I don't see Ty being unemployed very long, because he may be going to either RCR or another team, which I'll be discussing in a minute, because this news came down today, or a few days ago at the time this video goes up. And, okay. And boy, if any driver in NASCAR is having a really shitty year, it's Kyle Busch. Just saying. Now, I will say this. I know we know Levine is also leaving, but now it's been going to Spire Motorsports, which means more than likely the 77 is going to get a new team. As you guys know, I talked about the Corey LaJoie team leaving the team. Will be leaving Go Fast Racing. But also one of the other big news that came down just a few days ago regards Jimmy Johnson. And it was confirmed a few days ago that Jimmy Johnson will be doing a part-time run with IndyCar with Chip Ganassi of all people. Which honestly I'm not surprised, because we saw there was footage of him testing out at IndyCar in Indianapolis not too long ago. And honestly, this could be a fun fit, but there is a catch. And the catch is, Jimmy will not be doing a full-time schedule. He'll be doing the street and road courses. Meaning, more than likely, if the season allows it, he may be doing the Long Beach Grand Prix, which, I'm not going to lie, if fans are allowed in 2021, I'm going to try my damn hardest to get out there so I can watch Jimmy race at IndyCar race. Same with the Auto Club race, by the way. So, yeah, I'm really curious to see how Jimmy does. Although I'm also kind of worried he could become he's a NASCAR legend, but also be considered an IndyCar bust. But I hope that's not the case as well. I really hope. And now, let's talk about the news that dropped today. And honestly, this one I probably saw coming a mile away. But honestly, I was totally not prepared for this to happen today. It was announced today that Bubba Wallace announced that he will be leaving Richard Petty Motorsports at the end of the season. Honestly, this shouldn't come as a surprise, because honestly, even though Bubba Wallace has been very inconsistent or having bad luck, the equipment he has with Petty just isn't good. And hopefully he gets well, here's the thing. If he has announced he's leaving, I have a feeling an announcement's coming. And honestly, there has to be an announcement coming. And why? One of the front runners for this ride, or his ride, and yeah, there's Spire with Ross Chastain. Thing is, there was a lot of rumors going around here. One of them, recently, I don't know why, they attached Bubba Wallace to the 48. Now, as much as I would like this to happen, I don't see this happening, mainly because of one reason. Bubba Wallace has a Coca-Cola partnership, while Hendrick Motorsports has Pepsi. Now, let's go back to the 48 for a brief second. Rick Hendrick did an interview on SiriusXM announcing they have the driver, and that driver is in the playoffs. So that takes Bubba Wallace out, and they're not going to announce anything to keep that driver from getting distracted into the playoffs. So, which makes me think there's a possibility that all odds are pointing to Matt DiBenedetto getting the 48. And honestly, I hope it's him. Because honestly, I want to see him get a better equipment, even though he may be a fill-in until Noah Gragson's ready. So yeah, I don't see Bubba Wallace going to the 48 as much as I would like that. But the odds-on favorite, the 42, that currently filled by Matt Kenseth, now being formerly filled by Kyle Larson, which is incredibly ironic that Kyle Larson dropped the N-bomb on an iRacing event only to have Bubba Wallace take his ride. And honestly, even though that one reporter said that offer has been retracted, that doesn't mean they're reworking it. Hopefully we should hear something, but if I'm a betting man, this is where he goes. Although there are other options that most people aren't talking about. One of them being Corey LaJoie's ride. I know some people are putting Chase Briscoe there. Chances are he's probably staying in Xfinity for one more year, and we'll get to that shortly. Another ride that most people I think probably needs to be talked about is this ride right here. Ryan Preece. I could definitely see Bubba taking the 37 by JTG, and hopefully him and Stenhouse can build that team back up and hopefully get a couple more wins in. And as for Preece, he needs more time in Xfinity. Seriously, what the hell? I'm surprised no one's talking about that one. So as for the 43, if I'm a betting man, my money would definitely be on Ty Dillon if the RCR affiliate sticks around. But, however, if Richard Petty does switch to Toyota, I don't know why, but if they do, even though it's a good option, more than likely, if they do switch to Toyota, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is the guy they're gonna. Yep, more than likely, Brandon Jones will be filling in for that ride. I know, shocking. Because let's be honest, he's probably the next in line to get a ride. But now, going back to the Bubba Wallace for a second, there was a bit of a rumor that Denny Hamlin might be starting another team sponsored by Toyota. The reason why I bring this rumor up is because there's been talk with him and Jordan about starting a NASCAR team for the Cup level. So theoretically, it's a bit of a possibility that Bubba Wallace joins Denny as a two-car team for this Toyota team. I don't know. Hamlin's hiding something. I feel it. But I think this is the second best option, depending on what Hamlin does. But, although, honestly, Bubba's better than this guy. Seriously, than Quinn Hoff. I mean, seriously, how the hell did he get a cup? How did Landon Castle get bumped for this guy? And worse, last season, he was spending his time in the ARCA series. Hey, Starcom, what the fuck were you thinking? And no, this is a serious downgrade if Bubba has to settle for this as a consolation prize. Although, if I'm Bubba, I would consider, if worse comes to worse, I could see Bubba Wallace going down to the Xfinity Series for a year or two until the economy bumps up. Because I'll be honest, if he goes down to the Xfinity Series, this could definitely work out some of Bubba's inconsistencies and, more importantly, better equipment. Honestly, and let's be honest, Bubba Wallace was on the brink of was showing promise in the Xfinity Series until Roush Fenway pulled the rug under him, shutting down their Xfinity program because of lack of sponsors. And oh boy, that looks different. Oh boy, that's gonna be different now. Now, if he goes to Xfinity, where would he go? Well, obviously one of the obvious picks is Kaulig Racing, because obviously, depending on what's going to happen, I could see him taking over the 16. Although, how interesting would it be if Chase Briscoe does go to the 14? This ride opens up, and Bubba takes the 98. I'm just throwing that out there because, honestly, it's a pretty good possibility that Bubba goes down to the Xfinity. And I'll be going back to that Roush thing. That was what Roush did was really scummy. Although, to be honest, it isn't as bad as what happened to Ross Chastain after the DC Solar incident. And yes, I know it's been a couple of years, but I am seriously pissed off about that. I'm still pissed. In fact, that DC Solar incident nearly killed Chastain's career. Although, speaking of Chastain, there was a lot of talk that Chastain was going to take the 42. However, I could see Chastain staying in the 48. I mean, not the 48. Pfft. No, Chastain's not getting it. Staying in the 10 for Kaulig Racing for another year. The reason why I say this is because at the end of next year, Kurt Busch's contract is up, and Kurt Busch may step away, leading to the possibility that Ross Chastain takes the 1 instead of the 42, which I could definitely see happening as well. That is if Ganassi signs Bubba Wallace. So it's going to be interesting to see what the silly season is going to go forward. All I know is Bubba Wallace will not be getting left out, because let's be honest, it was his decision, and I see with all the sponsors and money that Bubba Wallace has, he's not going to be a free agent for very long. To be honest with you. Although, now that I think of it, could Bubba Wallace go to RCR as a fourth driver? Yeah, how come no one has talked about this? You got Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon tied to the mix for the 13, and Mr. Jonas could bring back the 31 and put Bubba Wallace in there. How come no one is talking about RCR getting Bubba Wallace? I mean, seriously. All right. Next one's Formula 1 news. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.